musically challenged on YouTube. They had said, keep it up, loving your channel. I even watched an hour-long vlog. Hashtag Bamboo Project 2021. Listen, we going up 2021. Right, it don't sound luxurious when you say the word hard work. Hard work does not sound luxurious. Oh, maybe that should be it. Oh, write it down. Hard work.
The Bamboo Project Podcast starts in 3, 2.
Welcome to the Bamboo Project Podcast. I decided I want to become a billionaire, doing what I already love to do while documenting my journey to get there. I figured I'll make all the mistakes so you don't have to. My name is DonivanGray, and this is how I'll turn my life into a living. One of my immediate goals is to learn what it takes to become a millionaire and then help 1,000 Bamboo Project family members get there. This may be your first episode, but for everyone else, it's episode 49 of this story. You can stream the podcast for free on all major streaming platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and wherever you stream podcasts, we'll be there. If not, someone's going to get fired. For everyone listening to this podcast and not watching it, you can find us on YouTube at The Bamboo Project. If you're ever at home and need something to watch, we have over 300 videos of Dr. Sebi-inspired cooking tutorials, travel lifestyle vlogs, tips on makeup, hair growth, real estate, basketball, and everything else. You can also find us on social media. Mine is DonivanGray, DonivanGray, and my beautiful girlfriend AnetaBurn, AnetaBurn. The Bamboo Project is currently made up of 6 different projects, okay? We have the Food Project, the Music Project, the Clothing Project, the Fitness Project, the Sports Project, and the Bamboo Project Podcast, which you're listening to right now. If you want a preview of what this episode is going to be about, the timestamps will be in the description below. The podcast has 4 different segments. Life Update, which is when we give a weekly update on what we went through the last week. Episode Playback is when I will recap last week's episode and the things I could have done better and things I want to kind of improve on. Donovan's Question, which is a question where I have that I want to challenge you. You can either answer it in the comments or you could just think about it on your own and see kind of what you come up with. And then the final segment for the podcast is the topics of the day. And today we actually don't have any topics. I'll explain that later. Today's date is Tuesday, February 23rd. It is currently 2:21 p.m. and we will be starting with the life update. Now, something that I've been listening to over the last couple of days, kind of been like a viral situation as far as this guy's name is Kevin Samuels. Now, if you haven't heard of him, he is a person who I guess gives coaching advice, or he had a certain word that he used for it. I don't really remember what word it was, but more or less he helps other people to, I guess, find who they want to be with. Originally, what he used to do was help men find women, and now he's more so leaning towards, I guess, helping to guide women on what a guy actually wants, because he normally hangs out with high value guys, air quotes around that word. And then because he hangs out with them, he knows what they like and he can go and tell women. He said his business took off a lot more when he started to actually kind of gear his gear his life towards the women's perspective of it and helping them more than helping the actual guy get the woman. So he had a video where I think the name of the video is Average at Best. And pretty much a girl calls in and it's a show. Maybe the segment is called Disagreements, right? The girl calls in, and I haven't actually heard the segment of Disagreements, but I'm assuming from what he says in the context clues that people disagree with him all the time. People don't like what he says. People do not like how he says it, his tone, how, just all those kind of things. So they'll probably come on and say, hey, Kevin, I disagree with what you said, that women who are over 30 shouldn't be thinking that they're the cream of the crop, something like that. And then he'll explain to them why what he said, and they'll go back and forth. That's what I'm assuming on how that goes, right? So this person calls on and she decides that she, instead of actually having a disagreement about something that he said, she actually wants to get coaching during this call. So off rip, he's already annoyed by this, right? And actually, I found this video because I was watching the guy reaction. That's how I came across this video. So he's already off rip upset because he's like, or annoyed, because it's very selfish to know that this podcast or this segment is supposed to be about a disagreement that you have with something that I said. But then for you to come on and then say, well, I know that's what you want. I know that's what the show is supposed to be about. But in actuality, I want to do this. Now, I think it's really funny because a lot of people do this and I don't think they actually know they're doing this. And I don't even know if they care for the most part, because it's a very common thing. So for me, if that happens to me, one thing I'll try and do now, I've been doing over a couple of years, is I'll ask the person like, hey, do you care that you are being selfish by telling me to coach you during a disagreement call? Most times they're going to be like, but that's not why I call. That's not what because they're not even thinking about that. They're just thinking about, oh, well, I want to get help, so I should be able to get help now. So like I said, that kind of gives insight to her personality trait. What she wanted was a person, as a guy, she wanted a guy who makes six figures, and that's pretty much all she wanted for the most part. She didn't really have real other criteria for the guy that she wanted to be with. So he's like, okay, well, you want a guy to make six figures, right? He starts asking her questions. He's like, oh, you have a child? She's like, yeah. She's over 30. I think she's like 35. She had a kid when she was 20. The kid is 13 years old. And he just kept going back and forth. He was asking her dress size and things like that, right? Now, the way he was talking, right, is what I'm used to when I hear about guys who are running game on girls. It was very similar to Neil Strauss, Dante Nero, Patrice O'Neal. There's a lot of people who are mystery, people who are used to actually knowing what pickup is and things like that. And as I said before in the podcast multiple times, these things work because at the end of the day, pickup is based off of psychology. You use psychology, certain things such as neuro-linguistic programming, otherwise known as NLP. You use things like that to pick up girls. Now, an example of NLP that I used to use when I was running a game would be like, you would ask a girl like, hey, what makes you upset? Like, no, you would tell her to close her eyes, right? So you would go, hey, close your eyes. She'd go, why? You said, close your eyes. Okay. And then you would say, okay, when you think of red, how does that make you feel? Right? No, that's not how it was. It was, when you think about being angry and what color comes to your mind, right? That's how you would do it. And then I would try and use that to find out what colors make her feel like she's in love, feel like she's happy or horny or things like that. So I would say, okay, when you think about sex, what color comes to your mind? You might say green or yellow, okay? So what I would do is next time we went on a date, I would wear those colors. I would wear the green and the blue and whatever other color that she said makes her think about those things. Now, it's small things like that I would try to use when running game. And like I said, it doesn't come from pickup. It comes from psychology. It's just being used to get women. So as he's talking to her, I can hear him doing certain things, and it's kind of weird because I would assume that he's coming off as from a place where he wants to help more so than he wants to kind of assert his dominance. Right. And the game is really about asserting your dominance over women, which is one reason why I don't really like it as much anymore as I used to, because I don't really get any positive results other than a woman feeling like she's subservient to me, which I don't really want. So one of the things he's doing during this video, this interview, whatever you want to call it, he's negging her. He's asking her questions that I don't think pertain to exactly what she's trying to get done, because as a guy, right, his first mistake, if he is running a game, was to even allow her to continue to be on the phone. Because what he should have did was, do you know this is a disagreements phone call, right? She goes, yeah, I know, but listen, well, I'm not going to talk to you right now because you're being selfish by trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Monopolize my time for what you want, even though you know this is not the time for that. So when this is the time for that, you can call back then. We could try again later. However, he took the call, right? So he allowed her to feel like, okay, well, now I know that whenever I want something, I can just bombard my way in and hopefully somebody will give it to me. So for him to then react to her in the way that he did, knowing that he allowed her to stay on the phone call, I feel like it's problematic. But I feel as though he only did that so that he can then berate her throughout the phone call. that's just my opinion on it. I watched some other videos of him doing, talking to girls and things like that. And everyone I watch, it seems very cringy. He's doing things, he's negging girls. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's when you will, NEG. It's when you will give a girl a slight insult or insult her, like a small insult, like, you might say, they in the book, the game, they say like, oh, you have buck teeth, you look like, Roger Rabbit, something like that, something silly like that. Or, hey, big head, that's another silly one that somebody might use. Or anything that pretty much will allow the other person to see you as higher value than them. That's the whole purpose of a neg. A neg doesn't have to even always be an insult. So an example could be like, he got on the phone with a girl. He's like, oh, why are you so close to the camera? Back up. You need to back up. So now he makes her feel like, oh, I'm lesser than him because he knows what he's talking about. Let me back up. And then he was doing that throughout the whole call. He's 55, I think, and the girl was talking to at the time was 28. And she seemed, in my opinion, very genuine to find out, like, how can I improve what I want to know? Like, I want to actually get, if you say, she would say in that, Kevin, you have advice for women my age and who are going through what I go through. And I want to get a guy that you are talking about who is, high value guy, ambitious, successful, and be in a happy relationship. And he was just like, it was weird. Like I said, he was berating her in a sense. He was telling her like, nah, you look like you're too fat. Like, I know you say you a 4, but you don't look like a 4 to me. I'm talking about dress size. She was saying that, she don't have any debt. It seemed like he was asking her questions so that he can find something wrong with her, so he can pick at it and be like, yeah, that's the thing right there. That's the reason why you don't have nobody, right? So he was saying, like, what's your dress size? He was saying, how old are you? Do you have kids? Do you have any debt? She paid off all her debt. She don't have any school debt. She said that she doesn't have any regular consumer debt. She doesn't have any kids. I think she's 28. She's relatively still young. She can still have kids. She was saying that she doesn't mind going to work once she is pregnant, because he asked her that. Because I guess he thought that she was going to say, well, once we have a kid, I'm going to stay at home and be at home. And everything that she was saying, I felt like was a good answer. And he just kept trying to nitpick and find things, in my opinion, I guess, to make her feel bad. That's what I got from it, right? So another thing that he was saying to her was, he was like, look, back up from the camera. Back up. Okay, let me see your face. Okay. And then he was like, let me see your body. Show me the angle from the body. She was like, I'm not really wearing like, the best clothes for that. He's like, yeah, I just want to see. Let me see how you look. He's asking her to spin around and stuff like that. Something happened. So I'm just kind of like, I'm watching it and I'm like, this seems very pickup artistry type. Like, this is what I would do if I was running a game on a girl. I would have her do the more things that you can have a girl do for you when you first start talking to her, the more receptive she'll be to, I guess, want to have sex with you. One of the terminologies for this is called the escalation ladder, or the yes escalation. It's honestly also used in sales. If you're trying to sell something, you want to get the other person to say yes to you over and over and over again. So when you finally do the close, which would be the sale, they're more likely to say yes. So he's trying to assert his dominance over her throughout the call, which, like I said, to me just seemed weird. So like I said, I wasn't really feeling that. I forgot you remember how it ended? Because he had asked something that made me turn it off. It was something about, I think he asked her to like back up from the camera. Then he said, show me your face. He was just saying weird things. He say too loud? No. He said something at the end of it, and we were like, nah, I feel like that's unnecessary for him to say to her.
Unless he said like a black woman thing. I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah, he was saying that too. He kept saying you black women, which I thought was crazy. Because I feel like it wasn't even in context to a thing that black women are known for. It would be something like, I can't remember. Like I said, you'd have to watch the interview. I just know that things he was saying, it just made me cringe every time I listen to it or watch it. And on this podcast, I've said jokingly like, oh, black women are, I don't even know what I've said about black women. I think he said black women don't listen. I think he said that on his video too. He was saying a lot of wild shit. So I ended up watching his No Jumper podcast or No Jumper episode with, I can't remember his name now. The guy from No Jumper, I forgot his name. But he did a podcast with them. I listened to that. Yeah, Adam 22. I watched that episode with them. And he just came across as weird to me during the interview. Like the way he was just presenting himself. He didn't seem like who I thought he was when I watched him talk to these women. When I watched him talk to the women, he seemed more of a smooth, kind of like I guess just more of a suave guy. When I actually saw him sitting there, I'm like, oh nah, I feel like his clothes is too tight. I don't feel like he's actually dressing like I would assume that he would. His face just looked like he had a filter on. It just looked weird to me. It didn't match what I thought it was gonna look like. And when I see stuff like that, it just makes me think that you're acting different when you're talking to women than you're talking to guys. When you're talking to women, you're putting on this type of performance to be able to get them to do what you want them to do. So me personally, I wasn't a fan of that. But that's something I want to bring up. Like I said, you guys can go watch it. And if I'm bugging, let me know. Because I said that shit to me is crazy. The first one I said I saw it was called Average at Best. That was the first one I watched. And then the second one I watched was a girl in Atlanta. She was 28. And I think that the title was I'm an 8 or you're not even an 8. Something about being an 8. That was the title for that one. So yeah, that was the Kevin Samuels thing. So that it was just really strange to me. You take the things off. Let's see. So last week on this on the podcast episode 48 was 48. We had Majesty the Rebel on here. So I didn't actually give the life update for the week prior to that. And the week prior to that, we were talking about getting our clothes into a store. And we had actually sold, at this point, I think we have sold 2 bags in the store itself, right? We brought 3 there, a small run of clothes to see, well, not clothes, but of bags to see what would happen. 2 sold. And originally they told us that, oh, we have a coffee shop owner that wants to buy it. We were like, oh, that's great. So when the first sale happened, we thought it was him. Come to find out, it was somebody else. And then we were just like, that's crazy. Somebody else came in, bought the bag, $25. And then, 25 or 30? 30. It's 30 in the store. Oh, wow. I thought it was 25 in my head. So yeah, in the store, it's $30. So we sold 2 of those. And then we have one more in there right now. As far as we know, I don't think it's sold. And then somebody actually wanted to buy Melissa's bag online. They wanted a custom colored bag. It was mauve, if you're unfamiliar with that. It's like a pink, but like mixed with purple. And then Jay-Z had a suit on that was called mauve. Okay, if you remember that, that's where it's from. That's where it became popular, I think. So Melissa made the bag in mauve, and I'll put a picture of it up. And it might be in the clothing page. Is it on the clothing page right now? Okay, and she hand stitched the woman's daughter's name on the pocket of the bag, which was a whole process, which was like, it was a lot. So we ended up going to the store. We had to get different fabric. We had to buy the right fabric because she got like a hot pink, and then we ended up having to go a different color, go to a different store to get the right colors, and then it was different type of fabric. It was just like a whole thing to make the bag. But first bag shipped out, and we had to ship it. She shipped the bag, had to go buy the package and everything else. So like, listen, I want y'all to know, on this side, we doing things, okay? The clothing project is in full effect. So right now, Melissa's making the shirts that will be in the store. Like I said, everything hand sewn from scratch. What do you call that? Lime green? What color would you call that? Electric green? So she has electric green shirts, which you could probably see. I'll put a picture here, and you could also see them on the Bamboo Project clothing page. That's the Bamboo Project _clothing. They're on there, and they're going to be in the store in Brooklyn. You're going there tomorrow, right? Well, she told me she's going tomorrow. She made a face like, damn, I have to go tomorrow. That's what she told me. So they'll be there this week. And then we're going to try to get them there tomorrow. You want me to go with you? Okay, I'll go with you. And then, so yeah, we got that. And then Melissa and I were talking, right? And Melissa wants to go and like sell mad stuff, right? She's like, you know what we should do right now? We should like make... what you want to do? You want to do? It was something crazy. You want to do like, it was like make 100 shirts, right? What was it? It was make 1,000 shirts. What did you want to do? What was it? Because it was something like that.
I wanted to make 5 different. It was going to be 5 different options. Clothing items.
5 different items. Okay.
Right, and then I would make a storefront for it on our.
Oh yes.
That is already up. If you guys want to check it out, it's not complete. It's not fully functional, but if you want to check it out,
right. The Bamboo Project, thebambooprojects.com.
So I was thinking about using that because the clothing it does already have like a clothing thing on there. It just isn't functional to shop with yet. There's no cart when you add it to your cart, and you would have to.
I remember now. Mm-hmm.
So there was that, and that's pretty much. Oh, and I wanted to get ads.
Yes, that's what it was. Melissa decided that she sold 2 bags and now wants to buy ads on Facebook and Instagram and all the other Twitters and Snapchats so that we.
As my disclaimer,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to spend like $10 on ads because that can still show it to a lot of people if it's targeted.
Mm-hmm.
So that was more so what I was thinking of. And I was, so yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, for me, I'm like, I think we're jumping the gun because originally the plan was to make clothes for ourselves that we like to wear, that we think is fire, right? Because we didn't have any clothes. We still don't really have that much clothes, but Melissa's gotten some more clothes in the last couple of months. So I don't really have any clothes. So the plan was to make clothes that we like. Once we kind of have clothes that we like to wear, and it helps her to then also improve her sewing skills, then we start making clothes for other people, right? And while in that process, if somebody sees the clothes, right, and goes, I like that. Like, I want to get that. Like, what, you guys sell that? Like, yeah, we do sell that. Then we would just make it for that person until we actually have a set amount of clothes that we like, that other people also like, and then we would sell that online. We would set the store up. We would put it in the other store, things like that. But my lovely, beautiful girlfriend was like, no, we need to be Louis Vuitton right now. We need marketing. We need ad dollars. We need to get the campaign out. And I'm like, I don't really think that we there yet. I think we should just take a little bit because here's one of our reasons, right? Because you spend $10 on a campaign. Is $10 a lot of money? No, it's not. It's not a lot of money at all, right? But you still have to kind of test the campaign. You put a campaign out and you go, okay, this is what came back from it. You're probably going to have to spend more money again because maybe it doesn't work, but maybe it doesn't work not because the clothes are not good, but it doesn't work because the campaign itself was not good. For example, when I was using Twitter to kind of do campaigns for the podcast that were free, you can choose like, okay, I want it to be a video ad. I want it to be a picture ad. Will it be a website ad? Will it be a click to take you to my Instagram? And you might make an ad that says, okay, it's a picture and then it takes you to my Instagram. That ad might not do well. However, a video ad that takes you to the actual clothing page might do well. But now you don't know that because you only spent $10 to find out. So now you have to go back and pay for it again to kind of see which ads run the best. Then you have to also do the ad or the ad making for it. So that means you have to take time to actually build an ad or shoot the ad or edit the ad and things like that. So I'm just like, look, I don't even think we're there yet because we don't even have enough clothes to wear like that. Like we don't really have things that we feel like, okay, these are the strong products that people like to buy. These are things that we like to wear. Let's try and market these. We don't really have that. Right now, I think the things that we have the most that we know people like would be the tote bags. People like that. What else people like? Like the tote bags. People like the shirts. People do like the shirts, the dress, and the sweatpants. But we don't even have like colors or flavors. We haven't even styled them. We haven't even like did a photo shoot with them yet. So
A ton of fabric that I just need to test stuff out.
right, we have matte fabric, and I'm like, okay, let's make a bunch of clothes that we like to wear first. Let's get to that point, and then we could take that to like either a pattern maker, and if people want to buy enough of it, or even take it to like a print shop in an area that has somebody put a logo on it, something simple like that, or even embroidery, just things like that. So the Bamboo Project clothing, like I said, is up, it's going, it's taking its little steps, and we're gonna see what happens because we should be sold out of the bag, I would say, next 2 weeks, and then the shirts going there. We're gonna see. So that is we're doing with the clothing. What?
Are you okay eating salmon again?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, and funny enough, the guy who owns the store helped me with my PPP loan, right? If you're not familiar with that, I think it's Payment Protection Program or something like that. And that is for businesses who want to apply for a loan. So if you're new or you don't know this, he had helped me get a loan or approved for a loan. And they had said they were going to give me $145,000, right? And I was ecstatic. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. $145,000. Like, I'm about to change my whole life. And I'm on the way home one day talking to Kiki, and I'm like, yo, bro, they approved me for the loan. It's not him that actually applied for it, but we were talking about it. I went to go check it. It said 0. You got denied, right? So here's how those things work. when you apply for these loans through the PPP or the SBA program or whatever the case might be, they tell you how much you would be approved for if they approve you. So that's the first step. Normally, people I know, they see that number, they get approved for that number. But for whatever reason, Discover decided that on my statement, they were going to tell me that my score is a 690, right? My credit score. Come to find out when I check everything else, TransUnion, I do use credit or Identity IQ, everything else is like, nah, Donovan, your score is not a 690. But in actuality, it's a 540. So I'm thinking, if I knew it was a 540, I wouldn't have applied for this loan because ain't nobody giving me credit for 500. No, ain't nobody giving me money for 540 credit. It's not happening. It's just very low. So I'm like, damn, I could have got $145,000. Like I could have bought a property to flip. We could have bought new laptops. We could have done so much. We could have took a break. We could have relaxed. Like we could have took a deep breath and go, like, okay, let's try and recalibrate, see where we at, and kind of we could have maneuvered because right now we still on the fringes of it. Like I think I love my life right now. The only issue I have is a money issue. I don't have any other issues in my life other than just money. Once I feel like I have money, I feel like every other problem that I would have would be solved because they're all money related issues. So I'm like, I would have had that and been good. So now, okay, I don't know if I talked about this in the last 2 podcasts, right? My girlfriend, Melissa, has helped me pay off my loan. My loan? No, not my loan. My credit card, right? My total credit that I have was $11,600, right? That's the total amount that I have on my credit cards. The amount I was using was $11,599. So you can see how credit companies not going to really want to lend me money when I'm using 100% of my credit card. So I'm like, damn, okay. My Discover card is $8,600. Maybe if I pay off the card, it'll increase my credit enough to be able to get approved for a loan. So the money that we had before, we're going to go to Airbnb, took that money, put it to the credit cards. That was like a couple weeks ago, right? So I'm just like, every day I'm like, damn, when's it going to update? When's it going to update? When's it going to update? Like I want to know when it updates, right? It updated yesterday. And I finally was able to see my new score. It might be in the thumbnail. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the thumbnail yet. But if it's not, my score on TransUnion is a 721. So it's a 721. I have a 718 and a 720 on all of my scores separately. I don't know which one is which, but I know TransUnion is 721. And for TransUnion, a 720 is excellent credit. Okay, I'm in the 5-star category of credit with TransUnion. And guess what? TransUnion is the company that the SBA used to see what my credit worthiness is. And guess who has excellent credit now? So I have 3 businesses, not 1, not 2, but trace businesses. So now I can apply for these loans with my 2 other businesses, right? And these are going to all be business related purchase. Everything we're about to do is invest. We're going to take that money and invest it to make more money. That's the plan. And don't forget, I also have somebody on the side, my man AJ in Atlanta, holding it down for the credit because I paid him $2,500. I'm like, yo, bro, listen. He does credit repair. He said he can give me approved for like $200,000. He said he's gonna try to give me approved for $200K. So I paid him. He's doing his thing on his side with increasing my credit and getting me funding and credit cards and things like that, as well as me paying off my credit and raising it on my end. So, hey, I look at it like this: my score being higher won't hurt him, making it higher and give me more money, right? So, listen, we making moves. Like I said, we making moves. It's been a weird couple of weeks. I feel like things have kind of been up and down. Like we just not really moving, in my opinion. But I feel like this is like the next big step. It's like, okay, we have the credit now. We'll be able to get approved for this PPP loan. So, stay tuned for that. Because actually, we're going to buy a house in Philadelphia, which actually didn't work out. I'll be putting that on the next episode of the wholesaling series. So yeah, that just kind of fell through. And actually with that, the person, I don't know if I told you this, they keep texting me and asking me for a denial letter. And I'm like, I haven't responded. I don't have one. So I'm going to see what goes with that because I don't know if they're going to be able to, I don't really have one of those. So, but I want to get out more wholesaling videos more regularly. And I realize the reason I'm not doing that, and I talk about this all the time, I need to have a schedule. I'm moving towards it, And with the podcast, in my brain, I feel like once I say it has to be done immediately, but then real life happens and it doesn't happen immediately. So I'm like slowly moving towards having a schedule, and I want to be able to stick to it. But I feel like I'm still getting things done, but I need to get things done at a higher percentage, at a higher rate. So now I'm thinking about having like a stricter schedule. So, babes, let you know, thinking about that, like having like a
I don't like those.
this day
I don't like those.
we're gonna do the wholesale video,
I don't like those.
and then this day and
It's supposed to
time.
be Thursday.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have a time. But it's supposed to be, but it wasn't happening before. So I feel like I need to schedule it. That's what I'm thinking about using this thing behind me and scheduling on there. Like, okay, here we go. This is what I'm doing. So that's what I kind of want to do. I want to have that going forward because it helps when you see things happening, when you're writing them down. I feel like that's always one of my go-tos. If you have something you want to do, write it down and just have it on your wall so you can see it all the time. So when you're walking by, you just remember, like, okay, that's that. So even subconsciously, yeah, you know what? I do remember I have something to do, as opposed to like, damn, I'm supposed to do something today, right? I got something I'm supposed to do. What the fuck is it? And then also, another thing that I realized that I need to, or the benefit of doing that is you might have a quick thing that you're supposed to do and you don't want to forget it. You just write it down real quick on your board or on your wall, whatever the case might be, so that you can go back and check it later and go, okay, I didn't forget this. Because those small little things I feel like are the ones that kind of kill you the most. Where you keep pushing off the small things, you'll push it back and keep pushing it back. And then you look back and go, damn, if I had done that shit 2 weeks ago, I would be in a lot better position than I am in right now. And it was a small thing. Like, it's not a big thing, but you kind of push it off and keep waiting. So that for me, I need to start setting a schedule. So I'm going to try and hold myself to doing that. Also, with my girlfriend, we're going to see if we can get these things done, hold the schedule, hold it down. And one of those things that I'm talking about actually is like reading, right? Reading and working on the Airbnb website, because I'm supposed to be in a clubhouse room tomorrow. It's a 24-hour clubhouse room where one of the hosts asked me if I could be on stage because he had recommended some improvements for me for the website, and he kind of wanted me, I guess, to go on there and talk about what I read in the book that he recommended me and how the website changed from where it was before to what it is now. Now, if I had read a chapter a day, I would have been done with the book already. I think I have like 6 chapters left. I'm not done with the book. The thing is tomorrow. So I'm going to try and see if I can actually finish some of those things today on the website, because a lot of things have been going on, whether it's wholesaling, basketball, clothing, just different things coming up. So I really want to improve the website. But the thing that's holding me up is the book says you should have a story. You should be, it's called storyboard. And it breaks down what your website should have as far as marketing and branding go. And I had to like sit down and think, what is the brand of the Bamboo Project? And how does it relate to a luxury Airbnb? Because you guys know as well as I know that it's about consistency. It's about pushing forward. It's about keep going. It's about building on what you already know. It's about not stopping. That's the Bamboo Project. That's more of like a hard working situation. I'm trying to figure out how would I apply that to a luxury Airbnb. So I started thinking like, maybe I had to ask myself, well, why am I pushing forward? Why am I being consistent? I'm like, okay, it's, I want to achieve goals. I want to accomplish my dreams. I want to help other people. I'm like, okay, how can I connect that to being luxurious in an Airbnb? I was thinking about using something like manifest luxury or manifestation starts here. But I think with that kind of terminology, I think that it draws in a younger crowd for the Airbnb. And I would prefer, or not, let me say corporate house because it's not Airbnb. I would prefer the crowd, the demographic that we're targeting to be a little bit older. But I also still want them to know that this is luxury and we put a lot into it. But I don't know how to mend those two things together, the brand and luxury. I don't know how to put those two things together. Because like I said, I don't really think luxury ties into hard work. I don't really think those go together.
It's fine. Because you need the hard work to get to luxury. But I don't know. It don't sound.
Right. It don't sound luxurious when you say the word hard work. Hard work does not sound luxurious. Oh, maybe that should be it. Oh, Write it down. Write it down. Hard work deserves luxury. What about that one? I think that. Ooh. Huh? Okay, I like that. Okay, hard work deserves luxury. I think that's okay. Ooh, y'all heard it here first. Y'all see? And the website is called, if you guys haven't been there before, it's called bambooprojecthousing.com. And that's what it's going to say. It's going to say hard work deserves luxury. Because even in the book, it says that is a fire. In the book, it was saying you have to use words like deserve and earn and things like that. Deserves luxury because we work hard. So we deserve to get what we work for. That's what we should get. Oh, that's fire. That's fucking fire. Okay. So okay, I got that. I got that down. Another thing they talked about in there was that we should you gotta sell in the sense of putting the buy now button on the front, putting it so people could see it, things like that. Also I tried to incorporate some of what I learned into the intro. Let me know if y'all like it, if y'all fucking with it or not. I actually prefer the intro. I'm gonna try to make it a little bit better. What do you think about the new intro, Melissa?
It was cool.
You got any feedback?
I think we would have to do it another time. Maybe I would have to watch it back just because I was kind of fumbling on my end. So I think I would like to see how it looks when everything is more like smooth.
Yeah, because what we tried to do this morning for this podcast was I tried to. Melissa was sitting in the chair next to the camera, and she had the iPad next to the screen, next to the lens, covering the LCD screen, which is acting as a teleprompter. So that's kind of what we were doing with that. So it was like it's the first time doing it, and I liked it. And the reason she was doing that was because it's a new intro. I didn't want to have to keep looking up at the screen and my eyes diverting off to the screen. So putting it next to the lens, I'm assuming or hoping that it will be a lot better. So that's where we are with that because, like I said, the new intro, me personally, I liked it. I liked the new intro. So I'm trying to think what else is the last things on the life update that we didn't cover. I don't think I did, but the one thing I do want to talk about too in regards to real estate or wholesaling, sort of. I had talked to a guy, and he was in Texas. I believe he's in Texas. And his name is Connor. Was it Connor?
I believe so.
I think it was Connor. And it's just crazy that he's very optimistic, right? And it's infectious to be that optimistic. So one thing I've been trying to work on myself is just being more optimistic. There was a point in time when I had went to Shark Tank. And hold on, I got a text because somebody in my family is going crazy. Oh man, how does it work? Okay. So pretty much, I'm trying to be more optimistic, right? And I went on Shark Tank a long time ago, right? Like the first round of Shark Tank. And during that time period, I might have spoken about this before on here, I was into the laws of attraction. If you ever seen or heard of it, there's a book called The Secret, and it pretty much says that the universe will conform to what you want as long as you're positive about it. But you have to be direct in what you ask for. Now, I took that very verbatim. I said, okay, I'm going to take that. I'm going to do it and see what happens, right? So as I'm doing this, I realized that I don't really think it works that way necessarily. What I did learn from that is, though, you create your own perception of what's happening. So let's say that my laptop stops working, right? Back then, I could say something like, oh, man, listen, it stopped working because something better is coming. I'm going to get a newer laptop. I'm going to get more money. Something is coming from this. Something better is coming from this. Now, that is all at the end of the day a frame of mind. That's not, I don't know if anything will come from that. But let's say that my laptop stops working and then I go to the store and I meet, I don't know, a regular, I don't know, somebody who connects me to somebody else. I could say the only reason I met that person is because my laptop failed and I connected me to that guy who then connected me to the other guy, right? But that's all a frame of mind. I could also say my laptop failed the world hates me. I can't, it keeps happening to me. My life is terrible. Nothing is going the way I want it to go. And each one of those things is the same situation happening. The only difference is how you perceive that thing to happen. So back in the day with the whole Shark Tank thing, that whole time I went to Seattle on a whim, kind of, because Hunter was like, yo, they have a Shark Tank this week. You should go. I'm like, yeah. I don't know. He's like, yo, you should just go. I'm like, bro, that's kind of crazy. Like, he's like, yo, why not? I'm like, fuck, I'm just going to go. Mind you, it's like a Thursday. I bought my ticket for Friday. No, it's like a Monday. And I think I left on like Thursday, something like that. And I just went to Seattle to offer a try for Shark Tank. And that whole trip I was there, I was doing weird shit, like leaving I had a Prada duffel bag, right? Prada, like $2,400 Prada duffel bag. I'm in the airport, and my dumb ass decided, you know what I'm going to do? Because laws of attraction is real. I left my Prada duffel bag outside the bathroom in the airport on the floor and went in the bathroom. You know why? Because laws of attraction says if I believe it'll be there when I come back, right? Now, it was there when I came back, but I don't advise doing that because I think it was stupid. Now, does that mean that law of attraction works? I don't know. I don't think that means it worked. I just know that I left my duffel bag outside on the airport and the floor that cost $2,500. Might have been more than that, but it was too much money to be leaving out there. Mind you, I had all of my clothes in there. My phone was, everything I had was in this bag, and I left it on the floor at the airport. What happened? 490. Listen, we have 490. You skipped 2. Listen, guys, we are almost at 500 subscribers. Okay, we're gonna be monetized soon. This is gonna be a big year for us. Shout out to hold on, somebody was holding it down. I gotta find out where he at. I'm gonna shout him out on here. Respect. Listen, like I said,
With the hashtag?
yes, my goal is to. Oh, somebody else commented too. Commented 4 minutes ago. Oh, it's musically challenged. I don't know that person's name. That kind of sucks. Musically challenged on YouTube. They had said keep it up, loving your channel. I even watched the hour-long vlogs. Hashtag Bamboo Project 2021. Listen, we're going up 2021. It feels like, when you in it, because sometimes, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, right? This wholesaling shit I've been doing is like, it's a lot. I feel like I need to have more wins. And I'm like, I don't feel like I'm getting the wins I should be having. And it's weird because they're happening very slowly, but not at the pace that I feel like they should be happening. Like, if I'm not getting wins every single day, I'm like, nah, something is wrong here. Like, I should be winning every day. And when I don't win every day, if I have like a little loss, I'm like, nah, it's just not going right. But listen, monetization this year, it seems like we're gonna get that. We have 490. We almost have 500. We have like 3,100 watch hours. Now, people do not know. Give you a little quick rundown how this works. You have to have 1,000 people subscribe to your YouTube channel to get monetized, and then you also have to have 4,000 watch hours in the last 12 months. We are almost at the watch hour time, which we thought we were the hardest one because we were getting subscribers in the beginning, and when I say getting subscribers, I mean we was getting like 4 a month, and we was like, yo, Melissa, we at 8, like we got 17. Oh shit! Been 3 months, we got 6 more. This is crazy. Right. But watch time, they wasn't watching nothing. They come on, they watch the video, click out, and then it'd be like at the bottom, they have little analytics. It would say like watch time, 36 seconds. And we was like, damn, that's three views, but 36-second watch time. All right, we got to get 400,000 more of these videos up to get 3 seconds watch time, and then we're gonna be able to get monetized. And then we dropped the Jerry Norton video, and it just started taking off from there. We like, we gonna be on the ass. We gonna wholesale video. We dropping mad shit. We staying on the ass, right? So right now we have 490, and right now we're getting about 100 subscribers a month, something like that. And I'm pretty sure this is February, March. We actually want to hit 500 before February is up. We think we can. We need 10 more, and it's what, 5 days? It's 5 days. We need 2 a day. We almost there. We need 10 more. So if we get 3 a day, listen, we need 10 more. So it'll be 500 subscribers, and so that'll be February, March, April, May, June, July. So by July, we should be monetized by July. Like at the latest July, the end of July or July 1st, we should be monetized. Okay, that's the plan. That's the goal. We hoping, and then we will have passive income. Okay, we have a catalog. How much? $10. Yeah, $10.
Oh, I forgot.
$2, $1. Right, we're gonna get 4. Here's the thing, though, right? That's why we have a catalog of so many videos, 300 videos. By that time, we'll probably be at like 375, probably almost 400 videos by then. So it's the catalog, the passive income. The podcast brings in a little bit of money on the sides passively, and then you have when I say a little bit, I mean like 6 cents of a thing. Like we're not getting, but it's passive. And if I could invest into like Bitcoin or some shit like that, I could turn the 6 cents into $3. Who knows, right? So we have that. Then we're gonna have the YouTube channel being monetized, bringing us passive income. Then we're gonna get some real estate, Airbnb, wholesale. We can do. Listen, we just working Bamboo Project 2021. That's the hashtag. That's the hashtag right there. The hashtag Bamboo Project 2021. We out here, man. So, huh? Okay. So, I'm fucking with that. So yeah, like I said, the pessimistic and optimistic thing. Like I said, I'm trying to be more optimistic because what I realized is you have the choice to be optimistic or pessimistic. You can choose to be either or. Something bad happens, you can be optimistic. Like you can win a lottery and be like, but the taxes, man, the fucking taxes. And then my family's going to want to take the money from me and nobody's going to be my real friend anymore. And oh my God, like that's a real thing. People could be pessimistic about winning the lottery. It sounds crazy, but when I get that situation, that scenario, it seems realistic, right? Or you win a lottery and be like, wow, I could actually buy a house now. I could help my family. I could help the homeless. I could, achieve my dream. Whatever you want to do with the money, you could do those things too. It all depends on how you look at it yourself. So for me, I've been having to realize, okay, you don't have to be pessimistic. And people like to kind of, what's what I'm looking for? Clothe pessimism in realism. And they go, well, I'm not being pessimistic, I'm being realist. And it's like, no, you're not. You're not being a realist. You're being pessimistic. There's realism and pessimism are the same thing. Kind of the same thing. Because like I said, you can choose to feel like something's gonna go right. You can say, listen, I understand that these are all things that could happen, that could go wrong, and I still think we're going to do well. So that's what I'm kind of thinking about lately. So I think that is pretty much it for the life update. The last couple of things are more so just, I guess, like bullet points. I want to get better lighting. Like I want to get better lighting. De'Ara and Ken, DK4L, yeah, I know about them. They're building a house in Atlanta. And me and Melissa were thinking about it, right? And we're like, yo, we should probably build a house. Now, it's probably going to be the new thing. I think Queen and Clarence also building a house, right? But I'm like, yo, we need... Because I'm everything I do, I'm like, I should have a room for this. Like, there should be a room to do my beard. There should be a room to, like, look up wholesale and stuff for real estate. There should be a room for basketball. There should be a room for clothing. There should be a room for music. I didn't even say that earlier. I forgot about that. There should be a room where Melissa could sing. There should be all these rooms where people who clean the house, they could stay there. The chef could stay there. We have room for them. Like, we should have all of these things. We can't have all these things if we don't have the house built the way we want it to be built. So that's what I want. I don't know how long it'll take. Maybe it'll be like 4 years when we have to build our own house. That's kind of long though. I'm gonna be fucking 30 years old when I have my house be built. That's mad gay. Whatever. It's not gay. You can't say that. It's mad trans. It's very trans. So like I said, we're gonna get better lighting. Oh, that's the podcast studio too. You can have a podcast studio in there. Oh shit. No. Whew. What else? Atlanta vlog. That one went up, I think. I don't think it went up when I made this video or when I first edited this. When I first wrote down these notes. So that's up. Y'all can go check that out if you haven't already.
And it's fire.
It is. Fucking fire. Should I say something to him? Should I be the one to go? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you want to teach? You should definitely go and say to him, you're not alone. You have me.
Don't tell her to do it, though. Don't tell her to do whatever she wants to do.
I'm gonna say, what do you think it means? Well, I think it. Well, you're right. That is what it means. So I want to see this. I don't see that bag in these pictures, sir. Oh, they put the bag over there. Okay, I see it. They put it in the thrift section. It's over here. Let's move the store around. It's over there. You see it. So, but that area doesn't look like a thrift section anymore. Cause it looks like now that it's less, like it's organized over there. So.
I mean, it makes sense. It's a one-off. I wouldn't leave the table. Like, I wouldn't take up the table space for one item.
So, what else we got? Yeah, I think that's it. Oh yeah, the basketball videos are I'm getting on those. People are starting to ask me to make them videos. And one reason I started the Bamboo Project Sports was because I wanted to help kids be able to get to the NBA. I wanted to be able to streamline kids from the NBA, from where they are to the NBA. I feel like I have the knowledge on how to do it as far as skill wise. I know what it looks like to get to the NBA. And I also think that a lot of when I grew up, one thing I realized is that the kids that got the most exposure are the ones that were able to usually have videos of themselves, or because they got better, watch the videos of themselves, things like that. So I wanted to be able to help kids at least at the minimum. I feel like getting to D1 basketball is not hard at all. I feel like NBA is a little bit harder, but you can play overseas, which is also very easy. But if you want to play D1 basketball, that's like there's hundreds of D1 schools in the country. You may not know all of them, but they're still Division One. And depending on what you do when you get there, you can end up playing against Kentucky or play against Kansas or Duke or things like that. You can do all of that if you're killing at your school, which is D1. For example, I think UVM is D1. They're not a super big school. A lot of schools are like that. The one that Jimmy Fredette went to, nobody was checking for that school until he started averaging 40 points a game. So, because I really want to help the kids that are there. I'm an old head now. I'm 26. They like 18, 19. They're young. I want to see them become successful and get rich and have their dreams come true. So, can you scroll down? I think that's everything for that. Now we have episode Playback. Okay. So as you guys already know, last week's episode I had a guest on, Majesty the Rebel. You can go check out his new album. I forgot what it's called. It's called Dance Dance The Revolution. Huh? Because I knew the single, but I forgot the name of the actual album because we didn't talk about it. So it's Dance Dance The Revolution. And when I say does with a D-A. So you can go check that out. It's an interesting conversation. One thing I kind of was curious about, other people, who should a question for other people. Yeah. Who should introduce the guest in the house? Should the person who's entering the house introduce themselves, or should the person that's bringing that guest introduce them? And does it matter if it's a guy or a girl in that situation? That was what we were talking about. One of the conversations we had last week. So yeah, I don't really know how I feel about that. We still on the fence. Melissa, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I don't know. I don't know. I think it changed for everybody. Who knows? I think I have to go back to having two mics, because back when I had Hunter on the podcast and it was him, me, Chrisalina, and Melissa sometimes, we used two mics. And there was a reason why I stopped using it. Obviously, it's only one person now. But also, I think because when it came to editing, it was like some weird stuff would happen where it wouldn't sync and then one of the mics would skip. And there'd be no reason why it skipped. It was just like the audio would just kind of reset somewhere in the middle. So it would sync up for like 20 minutes, and then after that you have to like cut it, and then it would reset. It was weird. So that kept happening. But I think for oral purposes or the audio purposes, it needs to have two mics. So I'm gonna make sure that the next guest we have on here, we will have two mics, because I think we've had Hadassah on twice. We've had Majesty, and then we also had Neffy, my sister. So I think we gotta have two mics.
We're gonna have to get another.
Oh, and another pair of headphones too, which I think is not expensive. I think it's like it's like $30. So I think that's good too. I think that would be very good. We're doing better. We're just gonna keep getting better and better. Very small increments. The Bamboo Project, y'all already know what it is.
I don't know if that's true. I feel like
What?
we be having big leaps sometimes. Like I'm thinking about buying a teleprompter and two LED lights right now.
But I mean, how did we get here though?
Oh, okay.
We had this for like a mad long time, and then like we're using the screen TV for the teleprompter. So at that point, we might not even need the screen. And I don't. Ooh, do you have like an Apple teleprompter? Cause you could AirDrop to it. You could AirPlay to it. So you might have to look into that. Yeah, Apple TV teleprompter. Okay. Oh, you know what they probably have? They probably have like an iPad teleprompter.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Okay.
It's not like from Apple.
So yeah, having two mics. I think for whatever reason, I know the reason. I always rush the intro and the outro when I have a guest, and I think it's a subconscious thing about me not wanting to make the person wait. So I kind of rush through it. And I think I have to find a way to calm myself down to actually get through the intro and get through the outro, because the intro and outro for the people, it's for the people who are listening, and it's kind of to put a button on the episode itself, and also introduce the person coming on to the podcast. So I need to definitely either do it slower. I don't even think, honestly, I had an intro or outro, on the last one.
No, and I told you, and you was like, that's fine.
Yeah, right. I'm just like, that's why I said, I'm just like, you know what? We're going to do outro. Let's just wrap it up. We're already here. It's an hour and 41 minutes. And yeah, let's just wrap it up. So I guess I got to work on that. I also am considering having 2 angles. Because see, my brain, this is what my brain does. This is why I was talking to Melissa about this. I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast, right? When I get money, I want to make purchases that I feel are investments, right? And it's hard because sometimes they are investments. No, let me not say that. They're usually always investments. However, they may be more expensive investments. And that's where it's kind of becomes a situation, because I'm like, I can justify it because it's still an investment. But do you have to spend like that much on the investment? Like, what's the return on the investment? So I think that is something I need to work on. And I'm bringing that up because I was considering having 2 angles on the podcast when we have a guest. And Melissa was also considering getting an extra camera. So I'm like, if we need an extra camera, I'm like, we should get a nice camera. Like, why would we get the boo-boo camera? We should get a nice...
What you was thinking? Oh, absolutely not.
What?
We would be getting a simple vlog camera.
For what?
Because that sounds like you trying to spend money.
But here's the thing. Do you want to buy a cheap camera and have to buy another camera? Or you want to get the nice camera?
Why would I have to buy another camera?
Because it's a vlog camera. It's not a podcast camera, or it's not a sports camera.
What is this? Is this a sports camera? What is this? Okay.
It's not a vlog camera though, that's for sure. It should be, but it's not. It's mad big.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, why would we get another big ass camera?
That makes sense. but wait, they have, like, the one Hunter had was small.
That's what I'm saying.
It was like $3,500 though.
It don't have to be that price. It could be that size. It don't have to be that price.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta get the nice ones. See,
Listen, expensive don't mean nice.
that's what I'm saying. But with cameras, it can be sometimes.
They're gonna be like, you know what? It does 65 MPS instead of 62 MPS. We don't need
Exactly.
MPS. We don't need that.
You say that now until you try to put on your computer and your computer blow up. Exactly. So that's, we think about having 2 angles on here. Like I said, I'm really excited for 2021. I'm not gonna lie though, the wholesaling thing definitely being a bummer, not getting a deal yet. So I'm gonna keep going at that, get a deal. When I get a deal, take a break. And this is what I think will end up happening personally with that. Excuse me. I believe that I will somehow end up buying a house and before a wholesale, because I've said this before, that wholesaling is not it should not be a business. That should be a byproduct of your business that you do. Like, so you also make money wholesaling, but you buy properties and you keep the properties for yourself. Like, that's what I think. You flip them in yourself and things like that. So, but yeah, like I said, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Can you scroll down? And can you also record me right now with your phone?
I'm not connected to the Bamboo Project podcast. So just do a video and you post it.
Mm-hmm. So we are welcoming guests. We shoot between 10 and 12 on Tuesdays. Hit me up if you're trying to come on. We are also, like I said, I want to do a virtual guest. I want to just see what it's like. I don't know who it is. I don't know if I really care who it is. And we talk about anything. There's no particular topic. It can be anything. I just enjoy having conversations. If you haven't already, go check out our social medias. Mine is DonivanGray, DonivanGray. And you have the phenomenal, beautiful, amazing AnetaBurn, AnetaBurn. This, I should say that. The Bamboo Project is made up of 6 different projects, okay? the food project, the clothing project, the music project, the fitness project, the sports project, and the Bamboo Project podcast, which you just finished listening to right now. And with that being said, Bamboo Project out.